Welcome guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another race video. So yeah, this is the Army Cycling Road Race Series round 4 being held at Milton Keynes Bowl, being hosted by the AGC. Getting a briefing here from Dan. Cheers Dan. Will just wandering around making sure everyone's got the chips on. Yeah, so initially when I first rocked up, I got there relatively early. It was chucking down with rain. Showers forecast all day. I think the women, the female race, it did rain during the female race, which did make conditions a little bit treacherous for them. But for the C's, which was the race before this, it did start drying out a bit. By the time we set off, it wasn't too bad at all, to be honest. Yeah. So we went out. So for the B's, 50 minutes plus 3 laps. There's about 13 riders on the start line. So we'll get the briefing done, and then I'll just let things lead out. So to start with, it's a neutralised lap being led by Nick, AG Core. So yeah, we just set off down here. Initially, there's from the start finish point, you go downhill slightly, a slight sort of like left right hand bend. So you're going downhill here, get to this left hand corner, and then the right hand bend, which I suppose you could say is a bit of a pinch point, but actually it's not too bad. It's quite wide. So yeah, you come down here, left hand bend, followed by right hand bend. The road for the majority wasn't too bad. It was like this. This part here, a couple of cracks here and there, but again not too bad. Like I said, a bit of a pinch point here maybe. And as you can see there, I think the cones were put out so that we avoided the potholes. You come along this part here, and then there's a slight rise followed by a sweeping left hand bend, which is uphill to the finish. So that's the lap. So as you go here, left hand bend, sweeping uphill all the way to the start finish point, and then that's the lap. Quite short laps, just under a K I think it is. It did mean that it potentially pretty fast. As you'll see, a couple of people do try to make a break, but it's really hard to get away, especially as a single rider on here. I think very hard. So as I said, we're going uphill now, getting towards the start finish, and Nick then waves us through. And that's the end of the neutralised lap. so I'm now dropped. I'm way too far off the back now. Last lap, bell lap. I'm fairly happy. This is the first time I've managed to at least get near the end of a race with the main pack. Although I did come 27th out of 30, it's not fantastic, but again it's not really a technical course, so there wasn't any corners that I had to really contend with. I think that the group, don't know, the cars that have got the numbers, I think they were pretty much controlling it all the way around really. No one could get away. There was a couple of people tried to break away. Henry was one in the army strip, number 73. He tried a few times, got closed down. Rob, the RAF lad, he had to go once or twice again. Nobody went with him. Nobody did try to break it apart. So that's what it was. But yeah, another good day out. Definitely recommend it. It's yeah, I mean, I think, what was it? I did 30. Well, we all did 33 laps in the end. So it's a short, quick circuit. And like I said, it's not technical. I mean, there's no proper sharp corners or anything to really contend with. So that's that. So thanks very much for watching, guys. As always, look after yourselves, take care. The next one I think is the Army Road Race Champs in Gravesend in a couple of weeks' time, which should be alright actually. Should be a decent race. So again, there are quite a few tight corners on that one, but we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Till the next one. See ya.